You know, we hear so much about war, constantly, but it's often, well, quite packaged, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You get the big picture, the strategy, maybe some heroics. Very clean, usually.
Right. But the reality on the ground, it's messy, it's confusing, it's sensory, it's terrifying.
Exactly. The official stories, they just don't capture that feeling. The dust, the sounds, that constant background hum of fear.
Uh-huh. And that feeling is exactly what drew us into this deep dive. We came across these two Bengali writers, really quite remarkable, but somehow overlooked.
Kalyan Kumar Mitra and Pradeep Kumar Banerjee.
Yes. And back in the 1970s, they wrote about conflicts in the Middle East. But their accounts are so raw, so unfiltered.
And that's the key thing. They weren't generals, not, official war reporters for big networks.
No.
They were observers, writers from Kolkata. They went, they saw, they felt, and they wrote it down with this incredible, almost brutal honesty.
So our mission here was really to dig these voices up, to figure out what made their perspective so different and why, frankly, it feels so relevant now.
And why they kind of disappeared from view.
Exactly. We want to get into the grit, the noise, the fear, but also those surprising moments of humanity they found.
So who were they? Kalyan Kumar Mitra and Pradeep Kumar Banerjee from Kolkata, as you said.
A city just buzzing with ideas, politics.
Right. Mitra was a journalist, always digging deeper. Banerjee, he was more of a writer and a traveler, really observing people wherever he went.
And their books, Mitra's Abhi Baghdad, which means now, Take Baghdad, came out in 77.
And Banerjee's Beirut-Baghdad-Delhi followed in 79.
What hit us first reading these was just the lack of polish, no sanitizing.
None at all. They feel like direct transmissions, almost. Not formal reports. It was quite a jolt, actually.
It really was. Should we start with Mitra, Abhi Baghdad?
That title itself. Now, Take Baghdad, it sounds like wartime propaganda almost.
It does, but you quickly realize Mitra isn't about glorifying anything. He drops you right into Baghdad, specifically during the 1973 Yom Kippur War.
And the city itself feels like a character. It's terrified. He describes the streets as this total cacophony.
Yeah, you get the sirens, the constant rumble of tanks passing.
The nervous whispers of people, and the heat, the dust, this sort of acrid smell mixed in.
Yeah.
It puts you right there.
The sensory detail is overwhelming. I mean, that description of the marketplace bombing,
Oh, yeah.
it's not just the blast, it's the smell afterwards burning rubber. And the sounds, the cries of people searching the rubble, you can almost...
You can almost smell it. It's that visceral.
And then these small human moments cut through, like the young Iraqi soldier he sees.
Huddled in a bunker. Not heroic at all.
Just scared, clutching a photo of his family, whispering prayers while bombs are falling.
Is those details, that vulnerability, that's Mitra's focus.
He absolutely refuses to romanticize war. He shows you the blood, the orphaned kids, the soldiers who are just plain scared.
Yeah. The message feels like, look, war isn't some grand game. It's about ordinary people's lives getting completely smashed.
You feel his anger at the absurdity. Governments sell the war, but it's the civilians who pay the price. Their homes torn apart. He makes sure you see them.
And if Mitra gives you that intense, focused view of one city under siege,
Then Banerjee kind of zooms out, right? With Beirut-Baghdad-Delhi. He takes you on this journey.
that's a few years later, late 70s, he travels through Lebanon, Iraq, back to India.
And the context is key. Beirut is tearing itself apart in the civil war. Iraq is gearing up for war with Iran. India has its own tensions.
And Banerjee connects these things. He shows how the violence in one place isn't isolated. It creates ripples.
Yes, he shows how the atmosphere, the tensions echo across borders, even impacting the mood back in Delhi.
And he has this incredible eye for the surreal. That scene in the Beirut cafe.
Oh, yeah. People just sipping tea.
Chatting while you can hear gunfire in the distance. It's
Yeah.
bizarre. Heartbreaking, really.
Hell, life just adapts somehow. Can you
Yeah.
imagine that? Trying to have a normal conversation with that soundtrack.
It's hard to fathom. And then there's the humor, too, like this encounter with a Lebanese taxi driver.
During a blackout, wasn't it?
Yeah. Joking about the militias, the potholes from shelling. It's that dark humor, finding a way to cope.
You see that resilience. Maybe it's a particular kind of coping mechanism, finding humor in the dark. Something you sometimes associate with, say, Bengali culture dealing with hardship.
Possibly. Banerjee's style in this book it's a mix. It's partly travelogue, partly war diary, but also these philosophical thoughts.
He captures the absurdity but never loses sight of the tragedy.
And the sheer guts of it. Just traveling through these places like a backpacker almost.
Talking to everyone, observing everything, very open.
That's Banerjee's spirit, I think. Just go and see.
So we've read these accounts decades old now. Why do they still matter? Why should we care today?
Well, first off, they're just incredible examples of storytelling. They make you feel war through your senses.
Right. It's a deeper reality than you get from news reports. In a world of sound bites, these books are like a jolt to the senses.
Exactly. And they push back against those simple good versus evil narratives we get so often.
War in these books is about people. Flawed, scared, trying to get by.
Which feels incredibly important right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you think about Ukraine, Gaza, Yemen,
There's such a risk of reducing it all to talking points.
these books drag you back to the human cost. Every single time.
And there's the cultural context, too. Bengal's history of intellectualism, questioning authority.
You can see Mitra and Banerjee as part of that, and their work shows that important global stories, essential counter-narratives, can come from anywhere, not just the usual centers.
Which makes it even more puzzling. Why did these powerful books just fade away?
It really is a mystery. We were thinking maybe the timing. The 1970s in India were turbulent.
The emergency economic issues?
The focus was very much internal, so maybe books about wars far away just didn't land.
Could be. And neither writer was a huge literary star beforehand.
Right, no built-in platform or clout.
Plus, publishing back then. Smaller presses, limited distribution, no internet to spread the word.
Getting noticed outside a local circle would have been tough, especially for books like these, not easily fitting a genre.
We also wondered about the literary scene in Bengal itself. Was there maybe a tendency to focus inward on local issues, partition, the Padralauk experience?
It's possible. Perhaps even a bit of intellectual snobbery, overlooking conflicts elsewhere. It's ironic, if true. Intellectuals ignoring vital global perspectives from their own writers.
But the good news, they aren't completely lost. You can still find them.
Apparently, yes. Old bookstores in Kolkata, maybe online archives if you dig.
Reading them now feels like opening a time capsule. It's so raw, unfiltered.
And startlingly relevant. That core human experience of war, it just cuts across time and borders.
So if you're curious after hearing this, where to start?
Maybe Abhi for that really intense, focused experience.
Yeah.
Being inside the siege.
And then Beirut-Baghdad-Delhi for the wider view, the interconnectedness of it all.
Yeah, the way conflict spreads.
So revisiting Mitra and Banerjee, it's given us this incredibly valuable, boots-on-the-ground feel for these past conflicts.
A focus on the human, the sensory stuff that often gets lost.
It's a real challenge to those neat, sanitized war stories.
Absolutely. A testament to just telling it like you see it, like you feel it.
So our invitation to you, the listener, based on this dive, seek out these forgotten stories.
Yeah, dig around. Find those hidden gems, books, accounts, whatever. Read them. Talk about them.
Keep the conversation going. Because writers like Mitra and Banerjee, they wrote to make us feel, didn't they? To make us think and question.
Definitely. And in a world still grappling with so much conflict, their voices feel necessary. They remind us that truth isn't simple. It's in the dust, the fear, the resilience.
And maybe, just maybe, like at that moment with the Beirut taxi driver, finding a way to cope, even find dark humor amidst the chaos. Maybe that's part of staying human, too.
That's a powerful thought. What can these forgotten voices teach us now? About truth, about resilience, about finding light.
That's definitely something to think about after this deep dive.